Hey guys, it is Andrea, and today I'm coming at you with I'm coming at you with a quick little kind of like a base plan with me. This is using the Galaxy Magic Kit, and if you guys didn't see my Instagram story, I ended up switching out this kit, so I just went ahead and pre-planned it, and then I ended up not being in Disney this week, so I just felt it was a little weird. Obviously, I could have kept it, but I had another kit that I wanted to use, and I had like a limited amount of time to use, which was the Andrea kit. I think I called it Andrea or A or something like that. I don't know. I think it'd be A. I don't know. If you guys can hear the hum in the background, that's my laptop because it's working overtime compressing a video and then working on this as well. But this kit is gorgeous. You're going to love the way it looks whenever it's all laid out. I used hollow foil with it, a bunch of magical things, and I had like a little custom toolbox and everything. So what ended up happening is I just took out these 2 pages because I hadn't pre-planned the week prior. So it just worked out that I could just take them out, which is nice about the inserts. So I asked on Instagram for some questions just because obviously like I'm not going to just talk about laying down the spread for like however many minutes, but since I already filmed this, I figured I would put it up and I would just put a Q&A with it. So I have a ton of questions here, but I'm just going to answer some quick ones and some ones that I haven't been asked before. And just kind of go with the flow. So the first one is, when is baby boy due? I am due on April 20th, though. If you guys watched my, it was a Christmas Magic spread, I actually have a theory that I'm 2 weeks ahead, or at least a week. I'm pretty sure I'm at least a week ahead. If not, I feel like I'm 2 weeks ahead. I'm not a doctor, but like if I had to guess, that is my theory. But I'm really hoping I have him on, what's the date? April 16th will be really cool. So let's hope for April 16th. Then the next question is, do you ever feel the urge to show Bennett's face? I fully understand why you don't. So this question stems from the fact that I don't share my son's face. Like I don't put his face on the internet. I've went over this like a million times why I don't, but the question is, do I ever feel the urge? I think only one time have I ever been like, it doesn't really matter, and then like within like a second I was like, yes, it does matter, like stick with it, Andrea. He's just so dang cute and like beautiful, but like at the same time like totes not worth it. Another question is, will you ever do an updated tour of the sticker shop? I did do one of these I think last year, and since then we have moved. It's obviously completely different now, and I don't know when, but eventually yes. But it's because honestly everything's not organized perfectly yet, and I know one day it's going to be like so beautifully organized whenever I'm not like pregnant and I have time to like figure it all out like logically, because I feel like for a while it was like, oh, when Advent's done, oh, when's this done, oh, when that's done, oh, when this is done. We have gotten like steps in to like get where we need to be with organizing. I'm just not there yet, and I want it to be like the office to be perfect. I'm honestly thinking it probably won't even be like this year that I deem it perfect. It's probably going to be next year, 2021. The next question is, do you take off your wedding engagement rings off when showering? The answer is no. Is that like gross? I don't know. Actually, fun fact, wearing my engagement and wedding ring always bothered me. And in past videos, I would never wear it because I would always forget to put it on. I'd only put it on if I was like going out because I have the burps. It's like one of 20 pregnancy problems. Because it just like bothered me to have rings on. Like Nick doesn't wear his either, just because like he's really weird about like if things are too tight around his neck, if things are too tight around his wrists, like just like the tightness of like stuff, so like the ring bothers him. But I think like maybe a year ago I just like kept my ring on and I haven't taken it off. I don't even know when I take it off, like to have it cleaned, but I feel like there's one other time I take it off if I go get my nails done, but I haven't done that in a while. But no, I don't take it off when I shower, when I sleep, or anything now, which is like wild because I used to take it off because it would bother me, but now I just am used to it. The next question, you talk about your in-laws a lot but not your parents. Oh my god, this child is kicking me. You talk about your in-laws a lot but not your parents. Do you have a relationship with them? No, I do not. I actually don't really talk to any of my family, not just my parents. So I've kind of went into this in the past, but it's not like a really interesting story. I just don't like that kind of negativity in my life. Let's see. Ooh, how do you deal with online negativity? Honestly, I didn't deal with it well like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Um, I just felt like, I don't know, I just feel like I've kind of gotten used to it. I really don't care anymore. Unless it's obviously something I should take constructively, then obviously like I listen to it. But if it's just like people being negative for no reason, like I just don't care. It doesn't bother me. People have their opinions, no matter who you are, what you do. You're either too much of one thing or not enough of another. You're not doing this or you're doing this. So I don't really care. I think that's also with just like getting older. You just learn to care less because you can't do anything about it. So what's the difference? What has your most random pregnancy symptom been? This actually just came up like a week ago, but I have freckles. Like freckles under my eyes, which is the most bizarre thing. It's like under my eyes mostly, but like also kind of on my cheeks. And like Nick just like looked over at me. We were at like a gas station and he looked over at me and he's like, "What's on your face?" And I thought like maybe I had residual makeup, even though like when did I wear makeup prior to that? Or like something was on my face, but like it was just the freckles, and he was like concerned. And I was also concerned because I was like, "Am I dying?" And I sent a picture to Lisa, Marg's sister, and I was like, "Please help." And she's like, "It's normal, it's fine. If it turns into a rash, like then go to the doctor, but otherwise you're cool." The next question is, would you or Jess ever draw another kit for SBC again? I don't think so. Honestly, I didn't really it wasn't my favorite thing. I prefer just doing what I do currently. And then Jess is way too busy with school and a million other things to draw. Let's see. Since you have kits planned so far ahead, do some kits never get released? Only ever 2 kits that have been like printed and cut have never been released, but I do have some art that I ended up just not like loving, that I like did like custom art, and then I have those like still, but I probably won't ever release them just because I wasn't like super keen on it. But most of the things that I do plan, like besides those 2 kits that I just actually, was there more? No, it's just the 2 kits that like kind of like came and went, and he keeps kicking me. He doesn't like this position. Let me move. Okay. So that's like the only 2 kits that have ever not been released. Let's see. Any plans to join the Disney Vacation Club? No, it doesn't really work out for me. It's kind of like hard to understand, but when you do, it doesn't really make a ton of sense. It's more just like a savings kind of thing. Like you're kind of like paying in, saving a little, but I feel like the annual pass works better for me, and I'd prefer to stay at like a lower tier resort, because honestly, like I always say, all Disney like property resorts are like pretty nice. So the next one is favorite Disney attraction, which is definitely Space Mountain. Let's see. Can you still have fun? Is it worth to go to Disney while pregnant / rides? Yeah, you can't go on like roller coasters or like anything like you could probably go on like 60% of rides. So if you don't go like super often, I feel like it is worth it to go while pregnant. But I feel like if you go often, it probably isn't going to be as exciting to go while pregnant. Are you as organized in the rest of your life as you are at work? Not really. I try to be, but I feel like because I'm so organized with work, that's kind of where I put all of my energy and time. How did each of the members of SPC squad become a part of SPC? I've talked about this like a bunch of times, but I guess like the main peoples currently are Kirsten, who I was friends with prior. We actually had never met before I kind of like hired her, but I had talked to her for years online. And then Emily she went to 2 of the planner parties, and I remembered her, and I remember telling, I think Jessica, or maybe it was Nick, I don't remember. I was telling somebody, I was like, whenever I was looking to hire somebody, I was like, oh, like that girl from Erin Condren, because she worked at the Erin Condren store. I was like, she would be perfect, but I don't remember her name. And then she messaged me, and I was like, I'm gonna hire her. And then Ryan Ryan is one of Brian's friends. So I hired him, I think 3 years ago, and he has been with us ever since. Let's see. There was a good question. Let me find it. Well, here's one. I'm watching the new season of The Bachelor, or asking Emily and Kirsten for updates. Neither. I don't care about The Bachelor anymore. I don't care about Bachelor in Paradise. I'm all about 90 Day Fiancé. It is so good. And then the last question I'm going to answer, and I think this is like a really good question, is what Disney princess would you say you and the SPC girls are most like? So I actually like thought about this a lot, and it's kind of like easy to go like one route and say like, oh, everyone's like favorite princess, like my favorite princess is Mulan or Pocahontas, and then actually I don't really know, but like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I would like to be like Mulan and Pocahontas, but I don't feel like I am. So these aren't exactly like who they would pick as like their favorite and who you kind of aspire to be, but these are who I think that they are most like. So I wanted to throw Ryan in there, that he's most like Pooh Bear with a little bit of Eeyore. Not a princess, but I feel like it works. And then I feel like I'm most like Tiana, and also Kirsten said Tiana for me too, which I don't even really like love that movie. I don't know if it's just like there's too much music or something. I don't know. But I feel like I'm probably most like Tiana if I'm being realistic. And then as far as Kirsten, I think Kirsten's a lot like Jasmine. And then Emily is most like Ariel. And then I think that Jessica is most like Belle. And like I said, I think that we all have like our favorite princess that we want to be like. But I think that these are pretty realistic. And whenever I asked Kirsten what I thought she was, she told me she didn't really know, but she feels like Emily is like Ariel and Jessica is like Belle. And I literally had them written down on a piece of sticky note, and I was like, Kirsten, I said the same thing, which is wild. So that is the final question I'm going to answer, because I actually like sped it up way too fast, so I'm going to go ahead and retime this. But I hope you guys liked this little video. I'm sorry that it's just kind of like a base, but I hope that the question and answer was a little bit entertaining. I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!